together in eternity. Only you and you, only rising down with it every day. You and you, only rising down with it every day. Another 4,000 coming every day. Like they are. Come on, baby. Hear the reaper to my head. Hear the reaper, able to fly. Hear the reaper, baby, I know that.
Jenny? Oh, yeah? Yeah. I hate that it sounds shitty through the podcast because I wanted to listen to Leo.
No doubt. That's a rocking version of that song. I love it.
It is a rocking version.
You can hear the song?
Good
You
morning,
can hear the
listeners.
song?
We do have a song. Fear the Reaper by Leo Mortarelli. Morcelli? Is that how you say it?
More cherry.
Good morning, listeners. Thank you guys for joining us this Friday morning for the Reaper Live podcast. Today, our extra special guest
Oh, who is the extra
is
special?
the one and only Brantlee.
There we go.
Good morning, John in Washington.
Okay.
Thank you for listening this
Quit
morning
playing
to
around.
us live.
We'll quit playing around with this, Brantlee. What do you think? So, who are you?
Brantlee.
Brantlee who?
Where we go?
Oh, yeah? Who are
Yeah.
you? What are you doing here?
I'm doing a podcast with you.
With me?
Yes.
Who am I?
Papa?
You said that like a question. Of course I'm Papa.
And
So
yeah, the name is like James.
James what?
James Gold.
But what do you call me?
Papa.
All right. So you going to talk to people today?
Yes.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Okay. We can talk about Power Rangers. What Power Ranger is your favorite Power Ranger, Brantlee?
The red.
What's his name?
Tyler.
Tyler?
Yeah. Dad Charge.
A Power Ranger named Tyler?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Are you sure?
I'm so sure.
Oh.
I think that Dick and Rich should be the Power Rangers because they make our stuff go fast.
Oh, really?
No, they're not Power Rangers. They fight.
Oh,
Power
that's
Rangers
true.
fight?
Yes.
Who do they fight?
Bad guys.
Bad guys. Who's the bad guys?
Stretch's goons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How old are they?
They're not old.
Yeah, but how old are they? The Power Rangers.
Oh, they're like the same size as you and you and you.
What do you mean? They're old?
No.
Oh. Okay. So, Brantlee,
What?
we talked about Power Rangers. We know who your favorite Power Ranger is.
Red.
What? The red one?
Yes.
What's your favorite car?
Red.
Which car that we have is your favorite car?
Red. And silver. I like the Silver Ranger too.
The silver what?
Silver Ranger.
We're talking about cars now. We already talked about Rangers. What's your favorite car here at the shop?
Red. Red. The red car.
Okay, so which one's your favorite race car?
The silver
Which one's silver?
truck.
Whose truck?
My truck.
Well, not your truck. That's my truck, isn't it?
It's so my truck.
Oh, well, how come you ain't out there working on your truck?
Because we're doing a podcast together.
Okay, that works for me. So, what else you doing? What are we gonna do today after the podcast?
Let's go to the beach after this.
Go to the beach.
Yes.
Well, that was my second choice.
Don't we have work around here to do?
I want to go to the beach.
Well, one, we don't have beaches in Oklahoma.
Oh, water park then?
The water park is closed.
Oh. Is it cold outside?
No, it's
Something?
pretty nice outside.
Then why is it closed?
They got it closed over that stupid virus stuff.
Yep, that's pretty much dumb.
How about we finish my favorite car?
What?
The orange Yanko streetcar.
We finished that yesterday.
No, we got to finish sanding it today.
And buff it.
Oh,
Make it pretty and shiny.
it's awesome.
It is awesome.
You ready to go cruise it?
Yes.
What do you like to do in cars, Brantlee?
Race it around the streets.
What's your favorite thing to do though?
Race it.
Well, other than racing, what's your favorite part of it? What do we do all the time?
We cruise together.
Yeah. What about when it makes your butt wiggle? What are we
That-
doing then?
We're wiggling the car.
Yeah,
How?
but what's causing it to do that?
My butt.
No, what's causing the car to do that?
What?
You don't like doing burnouts?
I like the burnouts
How much do you like burnouts?
a lot.
How
Why?
do you do a burnout? Do you remember?
Can you tell everybody how to do a burnout?
You turn the wheel, and then it spins around, and boom, burnout.
No, that's a donut.
That's a donut.
Oh,
How do you do a burnout?
pedals, wheel turned, and burnout. Burnout.
So you hold the brake?
Oh,
Is that what you do? You hold one pedal? Which
Yes.
pedal do you push down?
the left.
The left. That's the brake.
Yes,
You push the brake down. Okay, then what pedal do you push?
the go one.
The go one. So we're gonna hold the brake and you push the go one, and then what happens?
You spin around.
That's a donut. We don't do donuts.
We do burnouts.
We do burnouts. So what happens when you hold the left one and you push the go pedal? What happens then?
What happens behind you?
Behind me,
Yeah. What do you always smell?
dust.
Is that dust or is that tires?
That's actually tires.
That's actually tires.
We'll have to revisit that.
Okay.
At one time, Brantlee knew how to do a burnout, and he gave me specific instruction as to how to do a burnout.
I know. That's why I don't understand how come he forgot how to do a
He must have
burnout.
forgotten because he had no problem teaching me how to do it exactly.
Yeah, now I can hear you, Stacy.
Well, sure you can hear.
All right.
Whoa, wow. You got loud. You can't get that close to the microphone. Okay, so what are we gonna talk about today?
I don't know.
Well, you gotta know something.
Oh, what about? I know what.
What?
About the about
How old are you, Brantlee?
5.
And what do you do at the shop all day?
I play in it. I use it to do stuff
Like what?
like play
What do you play with?
stuff that I just find at the shop,
Yeah, stuff that you're not supposed to play with?
like
Mhm.
boxes.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Whoa, that circle box that you just cut up, I was playing with it.
You mean that tube?
Yep.
What was you doing with that tube? Why was you putting it on your arms?
I was pretending it was a blast us thingy.
Oh, they're blasters?
Uh-huh. I was pretending I was Mega Mad.
Who?
Mega Mad.
Who's that?
A boy
A boy?
with a little robot in his head.
He got a robot in his head. How's that robot fit inside his head?
Because it's tiny.
It's a tiny robot?
Yeah.
What if he sneezes? Does the robot come out?
No.
What about if he farts? Does the robot come out?
No. The foot head thingy is when he comes out.
Oh. What if he coughed real loud, but he come out?
No.
How does he make him come out of his head?
He comes out by himself.
All by himself?
Yes.
Well, that's kind of inconvenient, isn't it?
And you know how he mechanizes him?
You think I don't? Of course I do.
He lifts the handle.
He lifts the handle.
And then he got mechanized.
Oh, okay.
First it does the face when he says, mechanize me. And then when he lifts the lever, the body, and the arms and the legs and feet.
Everybody should know that, shouldn't they?
Yep.
Well, they do now.
What did you just say?
What?
Everybody should know that?
Everybody should know that.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Where's Reaper at?
I never seen him.
Is he put up?
Yeah. At storage.
He's actually in the trailer
Oh,
at the house.
silly me.
Silly you. Does that bum you out that we ain't went and raced him?
Yes.
Is it time?
It's time, alright.
So what about the orange car?
Oh, we should race that too. Well, the back side of it, it's broken off a little.
Oh, you're talking about where Papa hit the wall with it?
Oh, yeah.
Just so you're saying we need to fix that first?
Yes.
Are you going to help me fix it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we need to fix quarter panel on the orange car.
Okay.
Is the orange car on big tires or small tires?
Big tires.
Oh, Reaper's on big tires.
Oh, small tires.
Yeah. So we're going to go small tire racing?
Small tire, big tire racing.
Small tire and big tire racing.
Daily driver and truck. Let's just cover it all.
Okay.
Are you going to race your truck?
Yes.
Well, your truck isn't very fast, though, is it?
It's super fast with a nitrous.
What? You're not supposed to tell everybody it's got nitrous on it.
That was a secret, Brantlee.
Sorry.
You weren't supposed to tell everybody we put nitrous on it.
I'm so sorry, Papa.
So what else do we put nitrous on?
Where'd we get the nitrous? Since you let the cat out of the bag.
I didn't let the cat out of the bag.
Sure you did.
Oh, the secret.
Yeah, you let the secret go. So who do we get our nitrous from?
The store.
No, that shirt that you like.
Remember the shirt you like so much?
Oh, the nitrous guys.
The nitrous guys. Nitrous outlet?
Yes, nitrous outlet.
Dave at Nitrous Outlet.
Dave at Nitrous Outlet sends you all those shirts.
Yep.
What does it do when you hit the nitrous?
It makes the cars go fast.
How fast?
What do you
A
do
lot
when the
fast.
car goes real fast?
I lean back
And
and
what was you doing the other day when we were in Joey?
I was leaning back.
Were you
Yeah.
making a noise?
Yes.
What noise do you make?
Like,
Oh, Stacy, did you accept callers?
Not yet.
Well,
We
you got to
just
accept them.
been sitting here chatting.
They
I
make.
got the.
They make.
oh,
All right. The phone lines are open now. If you guys want to call in, ask James a question,
Or Brantlee.
or Brantlee.
or Stace.
Or Stace.
Danny, we have a listener, Danny, that's asked a couple of questions. He wants to know what brand of fuel line you use, and
Roadrunner.
there was another one.
We use all Roadrunner fittings and lines. And we are also a Roadrunner dealer.
Yes, we are.
If you guys need any of that stuff, he's got a cutting edge fitting that he has the patent on, which is what's on Reaper.
How long is this podcast gonna take?
I don't know how long you want it to take.
Like 1 minute.
Like 1 minute? Are you getting tired? Well, you got to take at least one call and then you can roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what was this next question?
How much power does the Nova make? The blue Nova.
The last time we had it on the dyno, it made 998 on pump gas with 20 degrees timing. It should make somewhere around 1200 this time because we
Or
upped the compression.
100.
How much?
Or 100.
It makes 112 times.
Oh, yeah.
1200.
1200, by the way, this time.
Okay. So what was the other question?
That was it.
Okay.
Nitrous outlet.
Nitrous outlet. Who's nitrous outlet?
What's his name?
Dave?
Dave.
Dave Vassar?
Dave Faster.
Dave sent you your first sponsor shirt, didn't he?
He did.
How long we been using nitrous outlet? Dave at nitrous outlet. Did he send you a kit for your truck?
No.
That's what's on your truck. Remember the one we put on it?
Oh, yeah. I actually do.
Oh. But your truck's not fast, is it?
It is fast.
How fast?
A lot fast. With nitrous on it, it is.
Well, what about the Pro Charger?
I don't know.
You don't think it's fast with the Pro Charger?
I think it's fast with nitrous and Pro Charger.
So it needs both?
Yes. To
Okay.
make it double fast.
Double fast.
Or mega fast.
Mega fast. That's it. What do you call your truck?
Silver.
Silver what?
Silver Thunder.
Silver Thunder. All right. I sure am glad you're here.
You are?
Absolutely.
I miss Bayless and Parker. They're brothers, by the way.
Oh, Bayless and Parker?
Yep.
They're brothers?
Yep.
And you miss them?
Yep.
Well, maybe they'll listen to the podcast.
You know, am I?
Who's
What?
that?
Stacy.
I said, and you can tell them hi from the podcast.
Hi.
So what are our plans? What do we have going on here today? We're going to button up the Yanko 2.0 car. And what are we going to do with it this weekend?
I don't know.
You want to go cut donuts in it?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like we're cutting donuts in, huh? Do some burnouts?
Yep.
What? You ain't rode in it yet, have you?
Nope.
Uh-oh. Why haven't you rode in it?
Because no one let me.
No one lets you. You go with me everywhere.
Well, last time Stacy wouldn't let me see the inside of it.
She wouldn't.
She wouldn't.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Why would she not let you inside it?
Because
Is there a reason?
there's no reason.
She wasn't being mean, was she?
She wasn't being mean. She just wouldn't let me in it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, Brantlee, but
You have a battery right there?
yeah.
No?
You know, I was thinking about something. Did you just burp?
Yes.
What do you say?
Excuse me.
Okay. You don't do that without saying excuse me, do you?
I don't.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
You can hide those remotes.
Sure, I hide the remotes because you can't watch TV right now. Why can you not watch TV right now?
Because I've been acting up.
Oh, you get in trouble when you act up?
Uh-huh.
And? Do you act up a lot?
Yes.
Why is that?
I just try to have fun every time.
You try to have fun every time, every day, all day?
Yes.
Why?
Because
Well, don't sometimes you need to not have fun and be a good boy?
that's kind of like it.
Huh?
That's kind of like fun.
It is being a good boy is being like fun?
Yes.
So why don't you ever do it?
I try to have fun in a crazy way.
You like to have fun? What kind of crazy way?
Like a super crazy way.
Well, tell me, what kind?
Like I'm trying to do stuff while I do other stuff. I try to play while I do stuff. Like eat.
Yeah? Is that how you get in trouble?
Yes.
When you don't eat right? Who do you give a hard time to?
Stace.
Who do you not give a hard time to?
You. It's not funny, Matt.
I'll note that, Brantlee.
That's good stuff.
It's not funny.
Hey, step back from the microphone. You don't get loud.
He keeps doing that.
He just keeps laughing, don't he? Because he thinks you're funny.
I'm not funny, Louie.
You're not really not?
I am not funny.
Okay. You're serious?
I'm serious.
How serious?
A lot serious.
A lot serious?
A lot.
Okay.
Brantlee's getting heckled by the producer. I don't know if he can hear that or not. but it's
Oh, he can hear it. We can hear it real good.
I can hear you, Matt.
Who's Matt?
My uncle.
Matt, your echo?
Uncle.
Oh, your uncle. Okay.
Uncle Matt.
What does he do?
He fights with me when I don't want to fight.
Does he fight with you when you do want to fight?
Yes.
He puts the smack down on you, doesn't he?
So I heard you were playing soccer the other day.
Huh?
I heard you was playing soccer and got beat by a girl.
Stacy did beat me up
Why?
because she's so good at it.
Now, everybody that knows Stacy is probably rolling laughing right now because Stacy's not really good at soccer. She's
Nah.
just better than you.
What?
She's just better than you.
She practiced when she was a little kid and she remembered how to play soccer. You're supposed to block and kick back to other people's goal.
Well, it's not really fair because she's got little fat feet. So she can
Yep.
kick the ball harder than you can, right?
Why?
Well, you got fat feet too.
His feet look just like my feet.
Hey, you be
Be
careful. You're
careful.
going to fall out of that chair.
What are you doing in here, Matt?
Now he's being quiet. He
Yep.
wasn't being quiet a minute ago, was he?
Nope.
Was he giving you a hard time?
Yes.
What did Matt tell you?
I wasn't acting up, and he said that.
Uh-oh.
He actually said he's still gonna kick my butt.
Well, yeah. All the time.
He's good at it.
Uh-oh. What's he wanting to do now? What's he doing them motions for?
So I know he's gonna fight me. I did that.
What's
It's
your
not funny.
What's your favorite song right now?
Kung Fu Fighting and Power Rangers.
Kung Fu Fighting and Power Rangers has a song?
Yes.
Sing it.
I don't really remember it because I don't get to watch it.
You watch it all the time until you got in trouble.
That's a ploy.
Oh, I know.
That's the point.
Don't take the bait.
Don't take the bait.
We already know that you're full of it.
I know, right?
Yes.
I played Dino Charges right in there
Oh, yeah?
in the kitchen.
Sing that Power Ranger song. I want to hear it.
I don't remember it.
Why not?
Because
why?
Because
Sing the Kung Fu Fighting song then.
everyone was Kung Fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. That's
Okay, so sing that one more time.
Everyone was Kung Fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. What's his name?
It's a little bit frightening.
It's a little bit frightening.
But they fought with?
X but timing.
Everybody was.
Kung Fu fighting.
What's that other part you got to do? Everybody was kung fu fighting, and then what do you do?
Here comes the big boss.
Oh, here comes the big boss.
Yeah.
Then what does it say?
I don't know with that.
It makes that sound. Remember that sound? What's that sound he makes? There you go. All right, let's sing it one more time.
Everyone was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. They fought with expert timing. Everyone was kung fu fighting. Here comes the big boss. Ha ha.
There you go. All right, Brantlee's rendition of kung fu fighting. What's your other favorite song?
Power Rangers.
Fantastic.
No, you can't do the Power Rangers. You don't remember it.
We have a caller.
Okay, hang on. Somebody's calling. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, Jake. You're on the air.
This is
Hello?
James from Nashville. Can you hear me?
Can you put your phone down just a little bit? There you go.
All right, is that better?
There you go. Okay, who's this?
All right. Jay from Nashville.
Hey, Jay from Nashville. You have a question for me or for Brantlee?
Let me holler at Brantlee.
All right, he's listening.
Hey, Brantlee.
Whatever you want.
What is one? Do you watch Blaze and the Monster Machines?
No, I like counting.
You don't watch Blaze and the Monster. Really? Tell the
My
truth.
son's 5, and that is his favorite show.
I'm 5 too.
Really? Ask him what his son's name is.
What's your son's name?
Jackson James Smith. Jack James, what I call him.
Jack.
James.
Jack James.
Jack.
Oh, what's your middle name?
Where we go?
What's your middle name?
Where we James?
Yeah. So his son's got the same middle name as you.
But Jackson James.
You have a question for him to ask his son?
So
Oh, hang on. He's got another question for you. Go ahead.
Brantlee, are you going to be starting school here soon, or is this guy?
I quit
holding you
school
up?
because Sophie isn't there.
Yeah.
He's in private school. He was just in school till Sophie quit coming to school. So he decided he didn't want to go to school no more because Sophie wasn't there.
But I've been thinking about that.
You been thinking about Sophie?
Yes.
You better stop that.
Stop what?
Are you?
He's asking you a question.
Are they opening your state back up, James?
Yes. Yes, actually, racetrack's opening next week, I think. They
Today's Friday.
Hey, you know what? They must have been listening to the podcast because they opened hair and nail salons when? Today? Tomorrow?
Yesterday? I don't know. They're yesterday or today.
But yeah, they're fixing to open everything back up.
Yeah, that's ours. Ours should be by next week. We should be up and going finally.
Everybody down south been kind of rearing up a little bit.
Well, I've got a feeling that people are getting sick of it.
As they should be.
People, I can only imagine. It's been very slow for me. I own a small business, but I can only imagine if I had a restaurant or something where I couldn't have anybody coming in, I would be losing my mind.
Oh, it's put a real good friend of mine that owns a 5 or 6 Twin Peaks. It's put them in a hell of a wreck. Have you been at least able to do any? No, because their restaurants are themed. You ever been to a Twin Peaks? It's kind of the whole. It's kind of like a lumberjack You know, all the girls are dressed like lumberjacks, and it's in a like a.
Oh, I take that, but my buddy actually on Valentine's Day, he called me and said we need to go to Twin Peaks in Franklin. So I do know what it is now. Now that you mention it,
So being a theme restaurant and the food they serve, there was no way they could do the curbside thing. So
I hate that for him.
yeah, I do too, because he's worked for the last 10 years. He was like $10.3 million invested in that deal, and they paid it down to 2, and they're right to the point. They're just about to break over that mountain and start making money for the 10 years of hard work, and then this happens.
Was he able? I mean, not you may not know, but hopefully he was able to get some of that government money.
I hope
to help him somewhat.
I hope he does, because I've watched this man work his ass off for the last 10 years, and it was when he was over the other night. Which matter of fact, that's who I'm racing in that Porsche on the page. That little Porsche I raced in my Joe Gibbs truck. That's who it was.
I saw that.
That was him. We had to get thinking about it. We'll do street racing. Street racing will make you forget about bad things. So we took him out street racing.
That's right. They're supposedly refilling some of this business stuff, and there's going to be a second round of small business money.
Well, the way I see it, since our national debt's more than all the money in the world combined, we might as well throw another 2 or 3 trillion at it. I mean, because it's not like we ever have to pay it, and that's not a bad thing. Besides, if we clear our debt with China, and I still say that's exactly what we ought to do, is clear our debt with China, because they started this shit, and then we'll be in pretty good shape. I have
to tell you, I'm a fan of Trump's, but he so balls out. I'm a little scared of what he might say to China.
Whatever he can get away with.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I bet I'm not into politics, but I've been watching this guy, and it's funny because some of the shit he says, I think he's doing it just to focus shift. Because when somebody, just like him saying the what was it, inject everybody with
disinfectant.
Yeah, which everybody should know. Now, of course, media took off with that, which everybody knows they're not going to inject nobody with disinfectant. But I tell you what, they were sure talking about him again. Have you seen? Did you ever post that meme, Stacey?
No, I'll do that after this.
Be watching the page. Stacey's fixing to post a meme that'll crack you guys up. She said that evidently we figured out that Trump is the reaper of politics. That don't give a shit what's said or who he offends or who gets mad at him, which I think that's a great quality in him. He's not a politician. But what I'm waiting to see, he's got something up his sleeve. Are you done, Brantlee? Well, tell everybody bye if you're done.
Bye.
Bye, Brantlee.
I truly believe that he's got a plan, and he's just not giving up the plan yet.
I think they have messed up putting Biden up against him. I think that he very well may win this next
he's going to win because of all the people that message my page. And you know, they go out. Some of those videos go up to 1.3, 1.4 million. And, you know, there might be maybe, and I think I'm being way, way over here, 10% of the people that are against Trump.
Right.
I think everybody is for him because at the end of the day, at least he's doing something. I mean, look at Obama, he started stirring shit up when he first got in office. And then before his re-election, they kind of slapped him around a little bit, and he sure was calm that second term. He wasn't bowed up like he was. Well, here's the thing. They think they're going to smack Trump down. That'd be about like smacking me down. I'm not going to shut up. I'm still going to say what I want, when I want, and how I want. And I think he's the exact same way.
Well, that's the difference between a man that he don't need anything. He's going to do whatever he wants because he doesn't have to have any of it.
Yep. Same way I am about the TV show. I don't need that TV show to live. I don't, that all that show does, and everybody doesn't believe this, all that show does is cost me money. I may get paid to do it, but it's nowhere near what I spend.
Your podcast, I drive for a living, so your podcast has actually had me go back. You know, I'm waiting on the 405 show to come back just like everybody else.
Oh, when it does.
And I know, I know. And I know the whole, the whole why aren't y'all at the Fast in America has been beaten to death. And so I've actually went back and listened to one of your old podcasts when you were on with Sean. And
yeah.
And because, you know, I mean, I'm bored. Well, what stemmed it all is I follow this kid named Sim XYZ. He's a great little kid. When he started his YouTube page, he had to be 16, maybe 17. And he's, you know, building a Dodge Dart. You know, he's doing it himself. And he's obsessed with street racing. And he loves, you know, he's a big fan of everybody's on the show. And he said he doesn't have any friends that associate with that, so he started his own YouTube channel. And over the years, he has had a few people call in. I think JJ may have called in one time. But he's not as big as some of the other guys because, you know, he's young and he's still going to high school and stuff. I think he's about to graduate now. But I kid you not. I don't know, and I don't mean to mention this guy on your show if you don't want to mention, but
hey, here's the thing. This is wide open for whatever anybody wants to say. There's nothing censored here. That's why I'm the only one that does them live.
Well, I will say that somehow Big Chief reached out to this kid and gave him, and I don't want to say interview because Sim probably only asked 3 or 4 questions. Chief talked on this kid's channel for almost 3 hours, Reaper, about, I mean, he says that he's like, you know, I might get fired for this. I might not have a job after this. But if anybody ever asks you again about the Fast in America, you tell them to go watch that, and they can have a 3-hour answer, and they'll never need to ask the question again.
Well, what was the answer? The short version of the answer.
The short version of the answer is he basically said that at first, Chief said he started here, and he said Jackie said, hey, somebody's online saying they're looking for the baddest big tire cars to come down and race. And Chief said, well, shit, I'm the baddest big tire car. So he said he messaged the guy who put the post up, and the guy thinks Chief is trolling him because it's the Pennsylvania team. And this guy says, Chief, I find it hard to believe that you do not know about this. It's a pilgrim deal. And he's like, are you saying that you want to be on the Pennsylvania team? Are you serious? And Chief says at that point he figured out, you know, hey, maybe this just isn't something for us. Maybe we're not supposed to know about it. He didn't know. So at that point, he said he called Ryan, and Ryan did some investigating and basically found out that, you know, they weren't invited. And he said his feelings were kind of hurt. But bottom line, they did end up inviting. Said, listen, if you guys show up, you're in. And she said at the end of the day, we didn't, you know, of course, you guys didn't know this Corona stuff was going to happen.
Hey, we're getting a lot of feedback. If you roll down, turn your phone down just a little bit, we're getting a lot of feedback. Can't hear you. Or you rolled down your window or something. That's okay.
It may be I'm going down the interstate, and when I get to talking loud, I think on this headset it may.
Well, here's the thing. That fastest streetcar in America deal, I mean, let me ask you an honest question. Who do you know for a fact has the fastest street race cars in America?
Dude, I've followed you guys from the start of it.
I'm being serious. From everything that you've ever seen, who has the fastest street race cars in the fucking world as far as I'm concerned? But I'm being serious. I mean, who is it?
The 405 and the 405.
There you go.
The absolute fastest as a team, period. Kai Kelly can hang with you guys other than Kai and maybe Jerry Bird. As a team, and Scott Taylor. As a team, though, you guys are the absolute fastest group of cars I've seen.
And see, that's the thing. And that's what I'm telling everybody. And JJ, I've talked to JJ quite a bit. At the end of the day, that show should be the second fastest street cars in America, street race cars in America, because everybody knows who the fastest are. And the thing is, even though I have conflicts with some of them, I'm friends with a lot more of the guys on the 405. And actually, some of the stuff I've been hearing and seeing about Chief, if he did that, what you're talking about doing that podcast, that's Justin Shears. Justin Shears is a fucking dude. So that everybody thinks Big Chief and Justin Shears are one and the same. To me, they're not.
Right.
Because Justin Shears is a street racer. He's diehard. He's hardcore. Um, he's there's two different personalities, and I like hearing that because that makes it sound like to me that more Justin Shears is coming out, and I truly do want that because Justin Shears and I got along fine. Me and Big Chief don't see eye to eye, but
Yes,
everybody in the 405 knows. I mean, some of the guys got a little offended by it, but at the end of the day, I feel like what they should do is they should run that thing, and then they bring that number one team, whoever that is, and we race them, and then we'll know. Because here's the thing: to me, it's kind of like, and I don't even know anymore, but it'd be like Mike Tyson when he was the heavyweight champion of the world. Well, you know what? Reaper wants to call you out. Well, who the fuck is Reaper? So to me, and I'm not saying it's just because I'm a part of it. I truly believed it because all the bullshit that I go through, I will still tell anybody. I will stand back to back with these guys. Now we may not get along, me and some of them, but at the end of the day, when we're a team, we're a team. I'll stand back to back. I'll stand back to back with Chief and fight anybody for him because that's what a team does. And at the end of the day, we are the fastest street race cars in the fucking world. Everybody, we've never been beat as a team ever. And that's the thing. And I think a part of that was probably the Discovery and Pilgrim probably felt like that, they wanted somebody. There may be more to it than any of us know, but as far as I'm concerned, we are the heavyweight champions of the world. So they need to get their shit together, and whoever ends up winning that deal, that's who needs to come after us.
Well, let me say this. He did say that at the time before this happened, it looked like America was going to be seeing you guys a whole lot on TV. And he said after talking it over, it sounded like maybe it was for the best to, get. And obviously things didn't happen like they were supposed to. But let me ask you this: how do you feel about JJ putting it on? If you guys had put on this race, you would have raced the entire thing. Like, if JJ's team automatically is the last team to race, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has to race, and then you get the chance to race Memphis.
And that's why I say that everybody and whoever wins out of that race ought to be who comes to race up. I see it behind it because at the end of the day, we also got to think about a TV show. There's a TV show to keep you guys entertained. So we've already seen at a no prep race, and I'm not going to mention the race, that the 405, that they did the race kind of different, and the 405 didn't make it because it was individuals, and any of us can be beat. Everybody on this list in the 405 can be beat. It is almost impossible to beat these guys as a team because there's a whole different side. That night in Seminole, I seen something that I've never seen out of those guys in the first year I was there. When we, matter of fact, it was the night Chief's car got crashed when Brian ran into him and crashed his car. But that night, I mean, I took on John Quick, and I knew I didn't have a chance against John Quick. But that's the thing; it's the strategy and everything behind the team. And I will give the devil his due. When it comes right down to it, Chief, Justin, whatever you want to call him, he is the best at what he does. He knows exactly how we should do things, and he is a great leader when he's on. When he's not on, he's not on. But there's nobody else that can do that job as well as him. And I hate to even say this because, like I said, he and I don't see eye to eye, and we don't get along. But I will give him the respect that he is a badass racer, and he will fucking put that Pontiac down any road anytime. Ryan Martin will race anybody anytime. That's what I think is what makes the 405 show what it is. Because you're never going to find another Reaper. You're never going to find another Chief or a Ryan or a Doc or a Dominator. Whether you love them or hate them, you're not going to find that many personalities that do what we do. So I could see that it wouldn't fare well for, let's say, JJ's guys go out there and they have to run through all these rounds. Well, where's the lead? Where's the lead for the show if they go out the first time?
Exactly.
And the truth of the matter is, JJ's boys, they have went out and they have raced and raced and raced and raced. They have raced more than any of those. If you take every team combined, and I don't even know all of them, but I'll bet you money you take every team combined and you take every race they've ever had and combine it into one pile, it won't even make a dent in what the 405 street race. If you take numbers of passes on the street and equal it with anybody, I don't think you could take a whole fucking team and equal the passes I've made on the street as one person. And the second to that would be JJ. Well, actually, it would be the boy Guy Kelly and his guys, and then probably JJ.
Yeah, that's and he also had said that the team, there was so many teams and you needed so many team members that after, even if you won the $100,000, you were getting less than $10,000 per person. And
Nobody realizes the amount of money that it takes to do what we do. Everybody thinks, oh God, they got all this Pilgrim money and they got all this Discovery money. I have spent, and this is a fucking fact, I have spent $700,000 of my own money in the last 5 years on that show. And I promise you, the amount of money that they have paid me total won't even turn around and replace one car in 5 years.
Brother,
and that's a fact.
Brother, I called you 2 weeks ago wondering how in the world you were doing it.
I do 90% of the work I do myself and my brother. That's the only way I can do it. Now, the money I spent was over time, but the maintenance alone on these cars, and I do. I am fortunate and blessed in the fact that I have the best people behind me, sponsors that help me out. I couldn't do it without them. There's absolutely no way I could do it without them. But just like the traveling, I mean, it cost me about $10,000 every No Prep Kings race. By the time I pay people to help, by the time we get the motorhome there, the fuel, the expenses, and the thing is, the bills don't stop at home. You have to have a passion for this and want to do it, because there's absolutely no way that anybody could afford to do this out of their own pocket for very long.
That's kind of what, and I mean, your motorhome too. You've got so much maintenance on so many different things that you have to keep up on.
Oh, trailer tires. I probably spent $3,000 on trailer tires. Because when I was hauling the Nova, the orange car, and the golf cart, my stacker, when we was doing the daily driver races, that thing weighed 26,830 pounds. A motorhome and the stacker. That's more than what some loaded semis weigh.
Oh, I know.
I bet every axle in it right now has to be replaced, which is about $8,000 to do, or $6,000 to do. Every axle's been in it.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. The amount of time. Ryan Martin is one of my best friends, and Ryan Martin is as fast as he is and does what he does because Ryan's at the racetrack. He's right now he is in Galot testing his car. He asked me, he goes, "Hey, you want to go test with us?" And I said, "Where are we going?" He said, "Galot." I said, "Hell no." But I'm in a pretty good spot right now. Reaper's doing the best it's ever done. It's faster than it's ever been, and I'm not going to fuck with that recipe. But when Ryan first came on the show, he and I, when I put the big motor in Reaper, we were at the racetrack 3-4 times a week. That's not cheap either.
No.
So
are you and Doc pretty close?
No.
Oh, well, I wondered if he was your go-to diesel guy or not.
No, Doc and I do not. We do not. We are cordial to each other, but that's about the extent of it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What he must have just said something retarded, man. I mean,
Oh, come on, dude. Do you not watch the show? I snatched him by his throat one day because he's running his mouth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Silly me. I forgot all about that.
Believe it or not, Ryan, Sean Ellington, Jerry or Monza, Dominator. Am I forgetting somebody's name that I'm the closest to?
You and Shane? Maybe you and Shane are cool
No,
again? I don't know.
no. I did the same thing by him. I snatched him up by the hair of the head the third episode I was on because he called me a bitch, and I gave him the opportunity to keep his mouth shut. And then that turned into that turned into damn near a brawl. But yeah, that was an event. But no,
I thought y'all tightened back up.
Here's the thing. Doc and I don't see eye to eye. Chief and I don't see eye to eye. I wouldn't piss on Dave if his guts were on fucking fire. He is the only exception to the 405 rule. And honestly, as much as I dislike Dave and think he's a piece of shit, in my opinion, I can't even say what I was fixing to say. I was fixing to say he'd be the one that I wouldn't have his back, but I can't even say that. If we're together as a team, I would still have Dave's back because at the end of the day, Jeff Lutz. Forgot about Jeff Lutz. I've been friends with Jeff Lutz way before this show, but those guys are the ones I'm the closest with. But at the end of the day, if we're together as a team, I'll stand back to back and fight anybody over them because they're my team. I take that shit just like when they kind of twisted. What people don't know is they twisted up Dean Carnes and Larry Roach and those guys to say that I never left the racetrack, but we were never a team. I told them guys from the gate, I did that for them to get more airtime. They wanted me to put a team together. I don't like doing the team shit. I want to race my race. I was down there with a bunch of guys, Nick and Rich Bruder. Jack French is a very good friend of mine. The Bruders are good friends of mine. Kelly Blueball is a very good friend of mine. I didn't know Giuseppe. Never met. I met him. Bodie said he was a good guy. Dean Cards, I've known Dean Cards for quite a while, and Larry Roach had actually come to one of my no prep races, and that's how I met him. And it's funny because every guy that's ever talked shit about me, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have been there. But at the end of the day, I tell everybody the same thing. When you're out there, you choose your words. You say what you want to say. Does not matter what they want you to say. They don't tell you to say anything. They make suggestions of what they'd like for you to say. And then you do.
They know what they're doing.
Absolutely. It's not a bunch of number one shows because they're stupid. It's because they're good at what they do. That's the whole thing. There's and the producers, we've got some great producers, but at the end of the day, I have a deal with them. You don't ever put words in my mouth. You don't ever put words in my mouth, and I won't ever throw a fit about something you guys air. And I haven't watched the show in 153 episodes. Of all the episodes combined, I have not watched one, and I can't even tell you how long. Probably since after the first season, wasn't it? But I don't watch the show because if I watched the show and heard half the things that some of them say, it probably wouldn't be good. I wouldn't stand back to back with them. I'd be able to beat the brakes off of them, and I don't want to do that.
With Dean and those guys, I think they were happy to be getting some TV time, and I'm sure that the producers asked questions like, "Hey, well, how do you feel about Reaper leaving you high and dry?" And instead of rebutting that, they're like,
and I will say this: since all that shit's been aired, I will say this: Dean Carnes and Larry Roach came to my motorhome and said, "Hey, dude, we're saying some stuff that, man, I said, listen, guys, they're not making you say anything. They're saying something and you're falling for it." But they both came to me and said, "Man, dude, we don't like how this is going." So, but I told them it's TV.
They realized the tape was made. The tape was already made. They had shit the bed.
And the thing is they both came to me and apologized, and I have absolutely no ill will against either one of those guys. I did tell everybody I don't want to be a part of. There's a reason I didn't want to be a part of the 405 team. They asked me to be a part of the 405 team, but when I pulled down there, and I was going to do it, I seriously was, because I thought, you know what, maybe we need to start mending this. And then I sat there and I looked and I seen Dave talking to Doc. And I thought, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're going to be the first one that's going to get fucked on this deal. So why the fuck are you going to do this? And Chuck got mad. Everybody got mad. Ryan didn't get mad. He already knew what I was going to do. Dominator didn't get mad. Jerry didn't get mad at me. The guys that I am friends with did not get mad. They understood. The thing is, the whole No Prep King show is about racing, and I like it because you got to pull that light and you got to race who you race. And if everybody looks, towards the end of last year when we got the car lined out, we were kicking fucking ass. We won the last 3 races that we raced, but I didn't want to be a part of that other team, but I wanted to help those guys get airtime, because if they get airtime, they get people to get behind them and help them. And nobody, you know what you call a millionaire with a race car? An ex-billionaire.
An ex-billionaire.
Seriously.
Exactly.
So I didn't want to see these. I wanted these guys to get all they could. They didn't do anything intentionally to try to fuck me over or try to make me look bad. And it just
probably could happen to any. It probably could happen to the best of us. I wouldn't say. I mean, listen, who knows? It's so easy to get caught up saying something that you thought was harmless, but it looks horrible when somebody else hears you saying it.
Or they turn around and I say, "Man, dude, why you're a fucking asshole sometimes," and they cut the sometimes off.
Exactly.
Now
when
that
they it up, make it look like Sean was laughing at something.
The greatest one I watched one time is they were sitting there, and the way the conversation went down is Sean Kamikaze made the comment, "Well, man, I'm always at race night," and Sean said, "Yeah, that's easy when you have a 5.0 car," and then I said something, and they made that look like, and then Sean laughed.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but by the time it came out, it made it look like Sean was saying my car was a 5.0 car, and that's not what he said. He was talking about.
That's what I thought.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he was saying. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't watch the show, because then I'm going to get pissed off and I'm going to show up with an attitude, and I'm getting too old for that shit. So they wanted me to come back on the show, on the list, and I said I would, but this time I get to do it my way. So, and I agreed to come back onto the list. We were supposed to be filming me racing the Nova, but you know what? I'll go back on that list because I still got something I got to prove to myself and everybody else. Reaper's a number 1 car, always has been a number 1 car. I can outdrive 98% of the motherfuckers out there that say I can't. I've done shit in a car that most people would scare most people into never getting in a car again. But I need to prove that once and for all. So I'm going back to the list.
You're going to wear them out with that Reaper car on the list this time.
Well, I tell you what, I have something, and if everybody thinks back to the first 2 seasons, I had my brothers with me. We were number 4 on the list. When Reaper was the slowest it's ever been, I was number 4 on the list, and nobody and was fixed to take the 1 spot. But when I lost my brothers, and then I lost Bonnie, it just put me in a bad place, and I didn't give a fuck anymore. But now I have Nick and Rich Bruder behind me, and they're in trouble. Everybody's in trouble because we got shit like we broke a lot of parts, but everybody's trying to get. Funny thing is, when I was breaking drives and I was breaking blowers and stuff like that, everybody was like, "Oh, you gotta go twin. You gotta go twin." The same people that were telling me that, guess what they're running this year? For road chargers. But if I had not broke those blowers, if I had not done that, and Pro Charger is awesome, but the day you take sponsorship, you are now an R&D car. I mean, that's the right thing to do. So everybody is getting the benefits to all those races I lost, all those blowers, the problems I had, the shit I broke, the transmissions and all that stuff. Right now, everybody else is getting the benefit of me breaking that stuff. So I did my job for my sponsors. But that car's made 47 laps, 47 4.0 laps, and it has not so much as made a hiccup. So it's sitting in the trailer. It's resting. It's ready. And when I come back to that list, I'm going straight up that fucking list. Me, Nick, and Rich Bruder.
I have no doubt about it.
Well, actually,
I'll say
my friend Matt has been a big help to me too. That came from California. The guys you hear in the background that does all the sound stuff. He's been a huge help. But those 3 guys together with me, they're gonna be hard pressed to outrun us.
I have no doubt about it. But also, before I get off here, I'll say that that little interview Chief gave with that kid, and Wes, it was more of Chief just talking to tell all. He also goes in.
Uh-oh, we lost you.
What happened to our caller? Oh, he's coming back.
I apologize.
Okay.
My wife
We lost
continues to call.
That's all right.
Oh.
She got
listen.
But what was you saying? Chief also said what?
So he goes into the reason Sean and him had split shops. He goes into saying that he had been in a bad spot in his life, and he wasn't doing anything. That he goes into a lot of really deep stuff. It's a very odd interview, to be honest.
That's just here.
Yes.
That's just here, yes. Right there. Yeah, I tell you what, everybody thinks I absolutely hate him. I don't absolutely hate him. I hate Big Chief. I like the fuck out of Justin Shears. So this stuff you're telling me really gets me even more excited about going back to the list. Because if he gets back to it's all about the racing like he used to be, everybody better watch out, because I promise you, when we finish filming this season, when it airs, it will be the baddest season that's ever been done on this show.
I have no doubt about it, man. I cannot wait for you guys to get back on TV. And I want to tell Stacy, thank you for the help with the vape thing. I'm trying my best to stop these cigarettes now, so I'm.
Oh, she can hear you. She's got headphones on.
Oh, okay. I did go by the little thing she told me about.
You like it?
Yeah. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. This tobacco flavor is just as rich, and I can get a strong enough pull to where it feels okay. I think I'll be all right with it, to be honest. This is going to be my best chance ever of stopping smoking, I hope.
The only thing, I started smoking when I was 14 years old. It's the only thing that got me to put cigarettes down. That's why I'm so impressed with it, and why I started the stores and all that, because it works. All you got to do is make sure that you don't run out of batteries, you don't run out of juice, and you will not grab a cigarette. And I'll tell you this, give it 3 weeks, 3 honest weeks without touching a cigarette, without smoking a cigarette, and then light a cigarette at the end of 3 weeks. You'll think a cat fucking caught you asleep and shit in your mouth.
Well, my son's 5, same age as Brantlee, and he's asked me to quit smoking.
There you go.
It's time,
Brother, we appreciate all the support. Appreciate you calling in. Appreciate the things you've shared. Hell, I might have to give fucking Chief a call. I didn't think I'd ever say those words, but maybe when I actually at the no prep, when the first no prep Kings race, I told him, I said, it's good to see you here. It's where you needed to be. And he goes, you're the only one. I said, yeah, but I do. So we appreciate it, brother. You be safe.
Yep. Absolutely, Reaper. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Stay. What are you trying to do, Carlos?
Hello?
Carlos?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear me, James?
I can hear you.
All right, this is cool, man. I've been listening to your podcast for a while. I am Carlos from out of North Kakalaki, like they call it back in the day.
Way back when they called North Carolina North Kakalaki.
Yeah, they call me an old soul. I'm not gonna hold you long. I just woke up because I'm young and fat and work a lot. So
hey,
so I sleep in.
I do this deal for you guys. We'll talk as long as you want to talk, as long as we got shit to talk about.
I'm a little late to the party, so this is my couple of questions. I got a couple of questions for you, but I want to give you a backstory on how I became one of your biggest fans. I was at first I was a big Chief and Shine fan. I'm not gonna lie, 'cause when I first saw the show, I like the Chief car because I am a Chevrolet guy myself. My dad has a 65 Chevelle, a couple of Malibus, G-bodies and stuff like that. I'm a big G-body fan. Can you still hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. So I was with Big Chief and Shine and them for a while and stuff like that until I think you came in the third season.
Third season. Yep.
Yes, third season, and I saw that painting job, and it was just something different to me. So I was like, "Oh shoot!" I like Camaros too. So I was like, I like this." And then I started watching you and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? I like this dude. And I was a fan of Andretti because he had a Cutlass,
John
and
Andrade. Good
and
guy.
I have an '86 Cutlass at the house, T-top floor shifter '86. Um, and when he fell off, I was like, oh, who the heck am I gonna like? And then I also had liked it Kamikaze because he had the El Camino. I love El Caminos. And then he fell off, and I was like, well, dang, who am I gonna like with that? And then you came on out, and I started liking, and I like the paint scheme and stuff like that. But when I became your biggest fan is when you came to the Rockingham in North Carolina, and I got to meet you out there, and you were just so cool and nice. I always been I'm a pretty calm, collective guy, so I always stand back because y'all are like, to me, if you're on TV, you're a celebrity to me. So I was like, oh, I see how you was on TV, so you wasn't bad on TV, but I was like, I wonder how he is in real life.
The way I'm portrayed on TV, that I've told everybody the same thing. If you meet me face to face and you got the same opinion that's me that they portray on that show, then well, you must have caught me at a bad time because nobody has ever met me face to face that hadn't said the same thing. Man, dude, you're way cooler than they make you look. You're nowhere near
Yes.
an asshole, which I am an asshole, but there's always a backstory that they don't show. And
Oh yeah, always.
here's the thing I've always said. I may not have 2 million people on my page, but everybody that's on my page, and my page got whacked. It got hacked, and I started over. What was it? Say 2 years ago, 3 years ago from zero again. I had 10,000 people that followed me before I ever got on the show, just from Reaper and the no preparation we were doing. But it every fan on my page, everybody on my page, I've never boosted a post. I've never bought a like. That is 100. What's it even up to, Stacey? 100%. It's people that have either met me, know how I truly am, and I'll tell anybody that people either love me or hate me. There is no in between. But at the end of the day, I have 100. Well, with all our social media stuff, there's about 250,000, and I think I have the baddest ass 250,000 fans that anybody could ever hope to have. That's why I'm doing this podcast stuff, because there's some people that don't do Facebook and have been on me about it, and I've had all the stuff to do it, just haven't had the time. And I say, you know what, I'm going to make the time.
Oh yeah, and I'm definitely one of those fans for sure. Like I said, ever since I met you at Rockingham, and I love that Reaper car. I'm not going to lie to you, that car I love it, and the way it actually pulled a good 60-foot wheelie on that bad boy at the Rock too.
That was actually that was the first time at Rockingham that the car ever went a 100 60 foot or 101 60 foot.
Yeah, it was bad. I loved it from the burnout all the way to the end. I was just like, yes, sir, give me some more. And so then when I saw you there, I was like, you know what, I'm trying to follow James as far as I can go. So anytime y'all come on the East Coast with no prep, I did. So the next time I saw you, you have brought out, I think you had These Nuts car. I'm not gonna tell you about These Nuts car. I liked that car. I was definitely mad at you when you pulled it off the list, but I see where you was coming from with it. You wanted to build a car on the list that was kind of tailored to you. You could build it wherever the way you wanted to, and it didn't fit into the rules thing. You could still somewhat kick some ass.
That was the whole deal. I wanted to build a car to get kicked off the list. The whole idea was to show everybody, if you play by these rules, like I said, the biggest failure we had before we started breaking stuff, I didn't go to number one with it. But that was
right.
And that car, that car ran 411s pretty much every fucking lick, 411 to 415. We just never could. We never could quit breaking shit, and that carried right over to Reaper. But that car right now, have you seen it how it is now? How it's orange? That's the way that was always intended to be. I did the These Nuts bullshit because that's what That's what Discovery wanted me to do. They thought that was
I
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you though, it was a catch name when I think you debuted it. Was it at Par? Was it at a show or something else?
Yeah, PRI.
Oh,
Yeah, PR. I was like, oh man, James I hope he dragged all them MF nuts through that drag race.
Well, the funny thing is, that some people that was the most popular shirt and hat that we had too. But it was funny. be- it was funny because nobody realized that the whole thing about that was there was an insane asylum down the side of the car. That was the guys in straight jackets and all that stuff, and that's why it was called These Nuts. Now there was, if you look real hard, there was a pair of nuts that were cut off hanging on the hood, but you had to really look to see it. But yeah, there was a pair of nuts that had been cut off.
So when you brought out that car, I was like, so I went and saw you at South Carolina, which most people would say was a shit fest, but the racing wasn't bad. It just was. It was overcrowded and overcapacitated, and it was a lot of stuff going on when y'all was racing. Lord, some people was up in the. It was a mess. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I just was there for the race, and I ain't care about nothing else. And then I saw you here both times when y'all came to Galat, and I just been following you ever since. And so,
Well, now
I just
if you were at Galat and you just said you're fat and young and work a lot, was you hanging out with my chicken boys over there that was grilling all that food up?
no. When I'm very. If I had I guess you could say if I had the money that you had in a sense, or did some of the things y'all guys did in order to earn that living to race, I'm a diehard racer myself. Like one of my questions I was gonna ask you, y'all said that y'all you have to be invited to the No Prep Kings races, correct?
Only in the invitational race. The small tire race, wide open. The daily driver race, wide open. The only invite, and I guess I need to start really telling people that, because it's not an invite race, just the invitational, the big tire invitational. But there's a class like Outlaw Big Tire. Anybody can join Outlaw Big Tire.
Okay.
Everybody can be a part of that.
Okay. Cause I was like, if I could go out here, people how they say if they could win the lottery and they would do this and that stuff. Well, I say that a lot, but I don't play the lottery, so I wouldn't be able to do it. But I was like, if I won the lottery and I was paying attention to people, I can't think of that one dude that's on there. I think his name is Big Country. He was talking about building his Camaro, how much it costs, and all that stuff. I was like, my dad has the '65 Chevelle that he's had since I was a kid, and it's been a project car for him for a while. And I was like, if I won the lottery, I would turn that car into, I hate to say it, I wouldn't go pro charger. I just like the sound of the way twin turbos are when they spoil up. I would build that into a twin turbo race car, and I would go out there on the no prep scene and race it, because I haven't seen anybody with a '65 Chevelle out there yet. So
Well,
that would be a different car.
Get ready, because I'm fixing to bring mine out.
Because that national guy did a video of a car that you had sitting in a shop somewhere or another. I think it's black.
Yep.
And they've been working on it. I was like, is that a '65 Chevelle?
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this man even more now.
Hey, that's not. And here's the thing: I took the motor out of Reaper, the nitrous motor. That's what's in that Chevelle. I'm gonna drive that car on drag week.
Okay.
765 cubic inches with 6 kits on a small tire, and I'm gonna ride that bitch every day. Yes, HP is finishing that car up right now. That was the car I met Monty Smith went in 2012 on drag week. And we were second place in Power Adder modified. And that car, I bought that car back because when Monty passed away, I wanted to remember him. So that's why I got that car. And it three times we went to build it, and people didn't do what they were supposed to do, and things went real bad. And I was fixing to crush that car with a SkyTrack. I was fixing to pull my motor out and run over it on a live feed. And this is what Chassis Gel does, and this is how I fix it. And Ozzy and Manny from HPP said, man, let us build that car for you. I said, guys, I'm not spending another dime on this car. They took that car to build to keep me from fucking it off.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you kept it then, because when he showed it in his video, I was like, oh man, I
Oh,
was
it's
like, that's
gorgeous,
too
dude.
bad.
They repaint, they put it back just like it was. Matter of fact, Hot Rod Magazine did the article on it, and when they did that article, they said probably one of the most gorgeous cars on drag week, and I was very, very proud of that. And through the racing, and I got rid of it, and I got it back, and then it got chipped up and beat up, and Ozzy, man, it's gorgeous. They've repainted the car. It's got a full. I didn't realize how bad the chassis was in that car until I bought it back. And then I figured out real quick.
Oh,
And in actuality, Stacy bought that car back for me.
okay. And
So
Stacy, I thank you for what you do too. She was nice at me at when I first met your wife. She was nice at Rockingham. She was like,
I'm
"Do
glad
y'all
she
want
was
to take a
nice
picture
to
with
somebody.
James?"
Man, I'm glad she's nice to somebody because she gives me.
Yeah, because I was standing there, I was like, she was like, "Do y'all want to take a picture with James?" I was like, "Well, it looked like he working on that engine. I don't want him to mess anything up." She was like, "No, he fine." And then he was like, and then you was like, "Yes, y'all want to have a picture?" No, just stand there. Come on, talk to me now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on.
We appreciate
And
you all
so,
very much. And we're people just like you. So anytime James isn't covered up busy and somebody's a little shy to say, hey, I want to talk to him, get a picture or whatever, that I usually do jump up and say, well, come on over here. And
When I do appearances, and I don't do very many, but when I do, and that was what I was doing at Rockingham, I was actually, ironically, that shit show at South Carolina, that piece of shit that owns that track, Jeff Begum. I was there
uh-huh.
because he was one of the sponsors from RJS. I was there to help him. I did that for free. I drove all the way to North Carolina and did that to help him bring spectators in to the ADRL thing. And
Oh,
yeah, and you see what he did at South Carolina.
yeah. Ooh, see, Lord
Oh,
was a
oh, that
witness.
that that deal at South Carolina is not over. We're in court right now over it. I won't let
Yeah.
it go. I won't let it go because, and that's why I did one of my races down at South Carolina because I love racing down there. There is more racing in South Carolina, North Carolina. The only other place that races probably is more than you guys are every bit as much as right here in Oklahoma. And you guys will
Oh
race
yeah,
a
these boys race down here. Yeah,
wheelbarrow.
they race down here now.
Oh, you motherfuckers
They
will race
race.
a wheelbarrow. You guys will
Yeah.
get a belly full of fucking wine and go, fuck you, I'll race you in my barrel.
Boy, go you name it, go karts,
In
four
Oklahoma,
wheelers.
we say hold my beer and watch this shit. You guys say hold my jar and watch this shit.
Yeah,
And I
yeah, they
drink.
say that.
I don't drink, but when I go down south, matter of fact, when I go to Ohio, South Carolina, North Carolina, there's people that bring me moonshine, and that's one of the few nights that I actually drink. When we're done racing at Galat, oh boy, woo, he brought the
Oh
moonshine
yeah.
over. Oh yeah, Dana brought the moonshine over that I'm telling you, and that is a gorgeous facility. Mr. Wells did a great job on that place. Dana and I, we really don't get along all that great. Her and Stacy get along great, but she brought some moonshine over, and we sat around the trailer and drank moonshine. That's why when I go down south, that's the only time somebody could actually catch me drunk after the race. Come on, drink me some of that good shine.
I hear you.
That's
Well, I'm
good
not gonna.
shit down there.
I ain't gonna sit here too much to reminisce. I'm sure some of the folk listening want to hear me ask you some questions. So I do have some questions about the 405.
Hit me.
I did watch just a short clip of that 2 hour some video of Chief and that kid on his YouTube channel. I didn't watch the whole thing because I get bored after a while. But I did hear some key things that you keep saying that if I don't know what Big Chief real name is, I keep forgetting it.
Justin Shears.
Justin, he did say that people should watch out for the new season. He's all about the racing and this, that, and the other. So my question is, I know you said you wouldn't piss on Chief if his guts was on fire. Every time you say that, I have water in my mouth and I spit it out.
Woo! Hey, don't blame me for that shit. You do that to your girl and she slaps the shit out of you. Don't you fucking blame me for that.
So
I,
my
go ahead.
question for you is, y'all are in the new season somewhat. I think y'all still got to do some more filming. I'm assuming
Oh,
for the.
but basically we only filmed 4 episodes. We got the whole season filmed, and
So
you guys will be seeing that shit damn near live.
so in these 4 episodes so far, without going into too much detail, has the morale of the 405 and all of y'all, is it better than it was these past seasons,
It's
or
at the lowest point that it's ever been at.
oh
But
wow.
but I will say this: with the things that I'm hearing about Chief or about Justin, I'm hearing a whole bunch of Chief is going away and a whole bunch of Justin Shears is coming back. And if that's true, the 405 will be back like it will be stronger than it's ever been. Because here's the thing, it's like every hero show that you watch. I mean, you watch Superman. He's the hero. He defends. Evil comes in. They beat him down. He's about to the point that he just gives the fuck up and he comes back. He's the hero. I think right now, my belief, and this is truly how I believe, the 405 is at a low, or was at a low, that it hasn't been at in a long time. The animosity, the bullshit, the bickering, the fighting, the bullshit brotherhood that didn't happen. But I think with this time off, we've actually got a lot of us have gotten tired. We all went out racing the other night just to have a good time. I
I
think
was just getting ready to ask you that.
it's changed
So y'all,
I think everybody's changing, and I think everybody's changing for the better. I think No Prep Kings when Chief came to No Prep Kings, because he was all against that, but when he came, he showed everybody that I'm not going to be an asshole and stand out. When Sean came, I mean, I was glad both of them came just for the benefit of No Prep Kings. But at the end of the day, I've got to feel there's a reason I said I would go back on that list, and I wouldn't have went back on that list that I thought it was going to be the same shit show. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm gonna do everything in my fucking power to make sure it's not a shit show. And I think
I hear you on that.
with the things with the JJ, and JJ's a great guy. JJ's a huge supporter of the 405, just so everybody knows. He has never done anything against the 405. Has always said, guys, we appreciate everything you've ever done. He's a very appreciative, and believe it or not, probably one of the most gentlemanly people you'd ever meet. He is a true gentleman.
And he keeps his people in check.
And he keeps his people. They do not step
They
out of
do
line.
not run their mouths about the
So
405.
with all of that and all the controversy, I think it's actually built a fire in the 405 that everybody's going to be shocked when they see it. Because right now, we just all want a fucking race. Here
Oh
now,
yeah.
we're out racing our trucks. We're out racing our street cars. I mean, everybody's getting fired up.
You know y'all got cars y'all can race. People say I should have been a comedian. I'm so ready for y'all to race and so ready to go see a race. I'm in here acting like I got a nitrous and a pro charger car. My mouth is spooling up and act like I'm racing in my house.
Well, I think everybody's going to be shocked at how this new season comes out, because, like I said, things have changed. Things have changed. This stuff, like what you guys have told me today, has started to change my outlook on Chief. Believe it or not, Dave, I'm probably never. I shouldn't say that because I said I wouldn't about Chief, but I've always said from day one, Justin Shears is a good motherfucker. Big Chief, kind of a piece of shit, and everybody thinks they're one and the same, but they're not. Because the Justin Shears I met years ago was all about the racing, wasn't about the games, wasn't about the bullshit. And I think he's coming back. I think he hit a spot in his life. This is just my personal opinion. I have nothing else to go on but what you guys have said, and a lot of what you guys have said today. I think he kind of got back into and did a little soul searching. If Justin Shears comes back to the list as Big Chief, everybody in this motherfucking planet is in trouble, because he can drive us unlike anybody else. He can push that team unlike anybody else. And it's just like everything else. When you're a team, your team leader is what brings it or doesn't bring it. And if your team leader don't bring it, the fucking morale is down. You're not going to do well. 80% of this is confidence in yourself and your car. When you lose confidence in your leader, you lose confidence in everything. So like I said, every podcast I'm getting messages from people. Him doing that podcast speaks. You guys have no idea what he risked to do that. He
Yeah,
seriously,
he said doesn't do interviews
he
and
risked
stuff
his
like that.
fucking job.
So,
He straight up
yeah.
risked his job because he's not supposed to do any. So that alone, like I said, I might have to just give him a call here in a little bit or send him a text because for him to risk everything to do that podcast with that young man, he just came up five rungs in my ladder.
I hear you on that. Got another question. I heard a couple of podcasts ago somebody was talking about Ryan Martin was possibly going to Pro Charger. Is that true, or is he staying with Twin Turbo?
I cannot confirm or deny that at this point in time.
Okay.
I did, but I didn't.
I hear you. Also, more on the technical side of things, how much does the width and height of a big tire play in a car going to, say, a track in Rockingham towards a track in Galat?
Width and height of the car?
Of the tire. Like, y'all say y'all run like 35-inch tires or something like that.
We run 34.5s or 36s. Rockingham for me is the track itself is shit. It's a shitty surface, but the history behind Rockingham is what I like about Rockingham. But when you go to Galat, you're going to Rockingham is an old track that's been around since I was a kid. Galat is a premier, top of the line, best of the best, baddest fucking facility out there. So I think what you're asking is there is a disadvantage for a no prep car on a track that good, and there's a huge advantage for a car set up for no prep at Rockingham. You take a car that's fast at Rockingham, you bring it to Galat, the car's not going to be as fast as you paint stuff, and it's probably going to shake the tires.
Okay.
That track is so unbelievably good.
Okay. Yeah, that was basically my question, because I know you said you have two different Pro Chargers that you use.
Yes.
And that's what I guess that's how I was going with the tires. Do you use different Pro Chargers at different tracks because of the elevation and all that different type of stuff like that?
Not as much. The biggest changes I make going from one track to the next is a lot of shocks, shock changes, front strut changes, air pressure changes, and wheelie bars. The thing about Reaper, it is a very, very chassis people that look at that car, they're like, how the fuck does this car sub 160 foot? It doesn't make any sense why that car works the way it does, other than the fact that I've got over 500 passes on that car. I quit counting at 500. And it'll work on a prep track. It'll work on radials. It's a pretty exceptional car. But I do have to change a lot of stuff if the track conditions get really good. Reaper works the best at the shittiest surface that I can find for it is where it works the best. But it's a lot of changes to go from a bad track. Well, I call it a dumb track and a smart track. You can smarten up a dumb track. You cannot dumb down a track like Galat. I did the first series of No Prep Kings, and I could not dumb that track down enough that it wasn't just fucking stellar.
Oh yeah. Galat is definitely cool. They definitely did their work there. Another question: have you seen Jeff Lutt's new race car yet?
No, I have not.
Okay. I'm gonna be quite frank with you. I heard that he can't show the car because of contract and discovery and all that stuff. I'm tired of looking at screenshot photos of it now. I'm just over it now. I got so excited. I can't even see it. I got to wait. We don't know. Hopefully, this stuff will be over sooner than later. So hopefully we'll get to see it. I'm still somewhat excited to see his car. I'm actually more excited about yours because of that picture I keep seeing on. See, people call Facebook. I call it book face because people put all their life history on Facebook. So I call it book face. The picture of yours, I see how you got the zoomies coming out on the side, and just how it's sitting low, and it looked like it got a pretty big tire in the back.
It's got a
And
36.
yes,
Got a 36,
I'm just ready.
and that car is super stupid light.
I'm just ready to see it and hear it running.
I
That's
am
all I'm
too,
ready
to
to
be
hear.
honest with you. We've been trying to get the street cars done around here, but next week I'm gonna start back on it, and I'm gonna stay focused on it and try to get it finished up. It's
Have you got
really
it painted yet?
close. No, I've
Okay.
not finished painting it, but when it comes out, it will be unlike anything that anybody would expect me to bring out.
Oh yeah. It just from looking at it in the picture that you have on Facebook in that primer, it looked like it's going to be you should call it the Intimidator.
Hey, you know what? Something that if you're a Chevelle guy, you should have caught. It actually has the wheel wells out of a '65 Chevelle.
No way.
Yes, sir. You better look at that picture real good. I took the actual outside the fender wells of the '65 Chevelle, and we extended them, and that's why the car that's what gives it that different look. That it kind of confuses everybody for the first time. That's the first time I've ever told anybody. And if you weren't a Chevelle fan, I wouldn't have fucking said it. But yes, it's got wheel wells out of a '65 Chevelle. We sectioned the quarter panel and put wheel wells in it. Gives it a different look.
Nice. Yes, very much so.
I never should have told this guy that. He'd be going, that's my car's fast. That fucking thing's got Chevelle on it.
I'm like, go James, go get him. And one more question. Then I'm gonna let you go. I don't want to hold you up, but you got stuff you got to do. I am, of course, your number one fan with you, but of course I like other guys that race. One of the other guys that I truly do like a lot too is Barefoot Ronnie Pace.
Oh, what very good friend of mine.
And I was wondering if you have any intel on how he's doing. I know when he came to Galata, I think the first or the second time, he was saying that he was having, I ain't trying to throw all the stuff out there, but he had lost his business and stuff like that, or he had to downsize, something like that. He didn't know if he was going to be racing anymore. And he was so, every time I went and saw him after I came by your booth, he was so kind and nice and just a cool guy. I was just wondering how Ronnie Pace is doing and if he's going to be racing in this No Prep Kings this year.
I feel like a piece of shit because you just said that, and I thought, man, I have not talked to Ronnie in a couple months. But Ronnie is an exceptional guy. He is he's a street racer through and through, and he's all about, when fans are there, he's about that. Him and his wife, Emerald, she is a doll.
Yes, she is. She was just as nice like Stacy was too when I met her too. Very kind woman.
She's nicer to Stacy. She's nicer to me than Stacy is. So, but I'm going to call him as soon as we get off this podcast because I haven't talked to him in a couple months, and I do need to call him and check on him.
Yeah. Well, you do that, and thank you for your time, James. I'm not going to hold you up anymore. If I have any more questions, I'll call you on the next podcast.
Hey, well, we do them every Tuesday and Friday. So thanks for calling in, brother, and thanks for supporting. And here's the thing. Thanks for supporting everybody because it ain't about me. It ain't about Ryan. It ain't about Chief. It's about the whole team. And everybody's got their favorites. Then they got the guys they like, the guys they hate. But at the end of the day, whether you like them or hate them, you're still a fan. So we all do appreciate that.
Yep. No problem.
Next time
Y'all be safe.
That jug of shine ready.
Oh, I'm going to it's going to say fat and fat and work too much and can't get up.
Brother, you be good and be safe. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir. Y'all too. Y'all take care.
Do you have questions? Okay. Well, we got to get this car buffed.
We sure do.
Are we ready to call it a wrap?
We are, I think so.
I keep hearing a lot of good things about how Chief become.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send him a text.
It's really encouraging.
I'm gonna send him a text because if we get Justin Shears back, everybody's in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Because everybody does way better when he's on point. Everybody does better, including me, which he's part of my drive is to outrun him.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, that's guys, you telling me that he went and did that podcast? You don't understand. He risked a lot to do that, and that speaks volumes about where he's at right now in his head. And it's encouraging to know, because I don't want to battle when I go back. I just want to go up that list.
You just want to race.
I just want to race.
That's it.
So if there's no bullshit and it's all just about the racing, everybody is so fired up about getting back to how everybody used to be and what it was. I think it's going to be the best. I truly believe it's going to be the absolute baddest season you guys have ever seen, because there's shit going to happen and things are being talked about and some things being kept secret, because it's always better. I'm going to end this by saying it is always better to ask forgiveness than permission. We're out.